This video is about the Anschluss, the incorporation of Austria into Germany. The important date was the 13th of March 1938. The Austrian government, led by the National Socialist Seyss-Inquart, decided to join the German Empire. Important was also Kurt Schuschnigg, the former Austrian Chancellor, who tried to prevent the Anschluss. To the background. Germany, or the later Germany, and Austria were united over centuries. They were both parts of the Holy Roman Empire. Furthermore, it is important to know that Hitler was not from Germany originally. He was born in Austria. Germany and the monarchy of Austria-Hungary lost the First World War, and that should change the European map dramatically. Austria-Hungary was dissolved, and both countries, Germany and Austria, became politically unstable democracies which were internationally isolated. Though it's perhaps not too much of a surprise that the majority of the Austrian population wanted to join Germany. But that was not alright. That was not allowed because of the Treaty of Versailles. From the start on, in both republics, in Germany and Austria, the extremists from the right and the left gained influence. The German Nazi Party was founded in 1920 and the Austrian Nazi Party in 1926. To the prehistory. Austria was broke, they needed money, and in return for loans they agreed to the Geneva Protocols, which confirmed the prohibition of Austria joining Germany. Italy became the guarantor of Austrian sovereignty. The Nazis took over in Germany in 1933. Now the German foreign policy became more and more aggressive. In Austria there was also a fascist state. They were not Nazis. It was a federal state of Austria, which was nationalist, Catholic and anti-Marxist. Relatively shortly after this Austro-fascist state was established, there was a failed coup d'etat of the Austrian Nazis. As a result, the Austrian Nazi Party was banned and many of its members arrested. The German Nazis did not like this and they imposed economic sanctions on Austria. Remember, Italy, the guarantor of Austrian sovereignty. Italy started the Second Italo-Abyssinian War. This led to a weakening of Italy and the country was isolated. Austria now was pressured to come to some sort of an agreement with Germany. And Chancellor Schuschnigg and Hitler agreed in July 1936 that Germany would lift the economic sanctions in return of amnesty of the Austrian Nazis. The pressure on Austria was mounting because in October 1936 there was the secret treaty of friendship between Hitler and Mussolini, which established the axis Berlin-Rome. Now the Nazis gained influence again in Austria. Chancellor Schuschnigg met with Hitler and there was not much of negotiations. Hitler dictated what to do. He said the Austrians have to lift the ban on the Austrian Nazi Party and Nazis have to be placed in key positions. For instance, Seyss-Inquart should become Minister of the Interior. The Wehrmacht also in February 1938 prepared for an invasion of Austria. Neville Henderson, the British ambassador to Berlin, said following the appeasement policy, in principle the German interests in Austria are okay. That of course was not good for Austrian independence. There was a last attempt. Schuschnigg announced a referendum regarding his country's independence. Alright, that was not in the interest of the German Nazis and they issued an ultimatum to stop this referendum. Furthermore, especially Göring pressured the Austrian government. Nazis seized the chancellery in Vienna. Schuschnigg resigns in favor of Seyss-Inquart. Then overnight, the Nazis took control of most of the Austrian cities. The next day, the Wehrmacht marches into Austria and was quite often cheered by the people there. Seyss-Inquart and Hitler signed the act of the reunification with the German Empire, which was ratified the same day. International reaction? There was none in fact, there were only protest notes. The federal state of Austria did not exist anymore. Austria was now a part of the German Empire. Hitler's reputation grew in Germany and Austria, and the Anschluss was the start of further territorial expansion of Germany. Germany annexed the Sudetenland in October 1938 and the west of Czechoslovakia in March 1939. Finally, some words to the historical reappraisal in Austria. The Republic of Austria, after the Second World War, understood herself as the first victim of Nazi expansion. It took until the 1980s until there was a more complex reappraisal of the Anschluss and the Austrian role during the Nazi period. That was the Anschluss in 5.